Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV on this Monday evening full of, negativity a little bit. Do you know what I mean? To my right is Mitchell. He's here. If you want to come on, the link is in the chat. Come on, have your say tonight. And talk all things West Ham and talk about what's going on. Mitch, how you doing, mate?
Not too bad, thank you, mate. Bit of a cold coming, but oh well.
Well,
Change of
well,
seasons.
we've got a virus at our club, and that's fucking
Yeah,
Sullivan, mate. Do you know what I'm saying?
I've caught it.
I know, mate. I know. What are you saying about what happened on Saturday night, mate?
You know what? I really didn't think I'd be as down as I would. Like, I kind of accepted that this season would just be like would
Yeah,
be what it is. I'm not going to. Obviously, I haven't got a season ticket anymore, and it wouldn't let it affect me. But fuck me, I felt like absolute shit after that game, and I just thought, you know what, I need to go to bed. Because
yeah,
I also, well, I got home that day off the flight in the morning. I was really tired.
right.
And I watched that game and I just thought, fuck this, fuck life. I'm gonna go to bed soon as possible. And my Spurs mates messaging me, and I thought I got to go to work Monday, see all them cunts in the flesh as well. I just thought, I can't believe what's going on. This is an absolute fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I know. I know, mate. Listen. I'm just listening to you. Like, it's fucking depressing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
am I surprised? I'm not, Mitch. If I'm being honest. Um, the game on Saturday was shit, mate. It was
yeah.
shit from start. It was shit from start to finish. We got a manager in charge who I keep trying to give benefit of the doubt to. I don't know why he keeps playing James Ward-Prowse. What did you make of the game though itself?
Good evening, bowling lounge. What I make of the game itself, I think the effort levels of this squad
Yeah,
for a full 90 minutes just is not possible. I don't. It just seems like none of the players like there's no togetherness within the squad for the full game. It's always like maybe we follow a game plan or a structure or a pattern of play for a 20-minute period in each of these games. It's been so far this season,
yeah.
and it just changes. I don't know whether the players just drop or if one player drops the red and then everyone else just kind of the levels
Oh,
drop.
mm,
What seems weird? It feels like almost. I don't want to say this because I like the player. But it feels like whenever Paqueta's not playing well, it feels like the team don't care if he's like attitude, if he's not up for it. It seems like he's not. It seems like the rest of the squad ain't together. If you know what I mean.
mm.
Like if Paqueta's on it and sharp, it feels like the rest of the team want to play well.
I agree with you on this. I do because I thought he was shit on Saturday.
Mm,
Like literally, I watched him and he was just like he was running around like an headless chicken. Do you know what I mean? Um, for me, like I got so much stick on the afterthought. And listen, I'm just gonna say this, right? To all them fuckers out there who were having a go at me after, yeah, Tottenham fans, right? I'm fucking here, mate. Trust me. Do you know what I mean? And if you want to start trying to troll me, yeah, I will tell you how great fucking Arsenal is to you, mate. Like, just tell a Tottenham fan how great Arsenal are, and they will just self-destruct. So there you go on that. But we was shit. We was shit,
mm,
mate. Honestly, and we was. I'll tell you what's worrying for me, right? And I've said it for a long time. It seems like everything's all piling on top of West Ham all at once.
yeah,
You got the owner, you got the manager, you got the team, you got the fan base, you got everything. And this is the thing that I've been saying for a long time. If we don't sort this out urgently right now, we are going to be in a situation where everything's going to come on top. And are we going to
100%.
be able to deal with everything all at once? Right? I don't think we are, if I'm being honest. Um, what do you make of Soucek, mate?
I really don't think he suits the state of this team at the minute. Like,
Yeah,
I get the Ward-Prowse hate because I think he's really offering nothing at the minute.
right.
I think Ward-Prowse's best and main only attribute for a good Premier League side is his set pieces. But ultimately, we are not scoring from set pieces and we can't even defend him at the minute. And he's not scoring free kicks either. So, in my opinion, he's completely pointless. He's far too safe on the ball. Um, and he's just really not progressive player, and he's just so fucking slow. You
Yeah,
can't play Soucek and Ward-Prowse in that midfield together. I don't think you can play Souček in that midfield at all, in my opinion. And Ward-Prowse, I don't think any of them should be playing.
Yeah.
I really think we should be playing like midfield three of Paqueta, Fernandez, and Magassa as like a three. I think that's the way you got to go because,
Well, he's got no choice now, is he? Let's be
well,
honest.
he's still going to play Ward-Prowse. That's the fucking problem. And another
Yeah.
issue I'm seeing is, yeah, yes, we're terrible at conceding corners, terrible, and that's like one of the main issues. But we can concede less corners if we play a certain way. If we try and dictate the game, if we try and grab a hold of the game and show more effort in every single game, we will concede less
Mm.
corners if we try and control the game better as well, which will inevitably allow us to concede less goals.
Yeah.
And I won't have. I keep hearing as well, Hermansen's too small. It's not the fact he's too small. Some of the best keepers of all time are his height and smaller. David Raya is 6 foot. He's the smallest keeper in the Prem, and he's one of the best. It's got nothing to do with height. It's to do with anticipation, positioning, reflexes, just everything. Just being a good goalkeeper.
Yeah,
It doesn't
but
mean about his height.
he has got to command his box though, Mitch, and he doesn't command his box enough
Oh,
for me.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. But it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. That's not down to his height. People say he's too small, but you can command your box. You can be a leader. You can be vocal. You can command your box. You can be dominant if you're brave, and you
Mm.
know. And you know. Obviously, I don't really know how to be a good goalkeeper, but it's not him. He's really, really poor.
I just think it's a collection of everything. Like, and this is, I don't know what to say, but it's been coming. Do you know what I mean? Like, I see it on Saturday in regards to the fan base walking out, which I will speak about in a minute. As for the game itself, right, it's
Mm.
sickening to lose against them the way we have. That's the thing
Yeah,
because, right,
and they
I'm
didn't
gonna
even
say,
come out of second gear.
nah, they didn't. And the thing is, right, they can't stop fucking celebrating it. Do you know what I mean? But it's our cup final apparently, so
Um,
it is what it is on that. What do you make of what's going on in regards to the fan base, mate? In regards of them walking out the other day, people not renewing, people not going. What are you saying?
it is football is a funny old game. Like how we felt so much more optimistic like a week ago, and we
Yeah.
felt like think we could turn this season into a good season. But now this awful loss has just piled the pressure back on top twice as hard as before, and also obviously when negative things like this do happen with in terms of results, you do also
Mm.
look at other things, other problems around the club as well, like the stadium, um, like the ownership. And for me, just looking at the stadium as well, I just looked at the stadium and just thought, what a pile of shit. Fucking put a bomb in that ground and just blaze the fucking ground. And keep the owner in there as well whilst we do it because
Yeah, I
that
agree.
ground is the biggest pile of fucking shit in this country.
Do you know what?
It is the toilet of England.
Do you know what? I feel sorry for so many people, mate. I
Mm,
really do. I really feel sorry for people because there's people that have been going West Ham long before the London Stadium existed. Yeah, I know people that were like season ticket holders massively at Upton Park, and they would never walk away from this club in a situation. What I have been saying for a long time is that if you keep diluting this fan base down, you ain't gonna have a fan base left. Simple as that. And what you are witnessing right now is the start of people walking
mm,
away and thinking with their thinking with their feet basically, right? Do you know what I mean? They're saying enough's enough. I'm not tolerating this shit. I'm paying a lot of money. And listen, these are not people from Essex, Kent, or Hertfordshire. These are people from coming up north and even abroad. People are coming from
yeah.
abroad to come to West Ham to watch a game of football, and they're not happy, right? Do you know what I'm saying? And if you can't get this fan base on side, yeah, then you're at a loss straight away.
Mm,
Um, I felt sorry. I felt sorry for them all. Like I see them all going, like leaving on Saturday when I was doing the watch along. I see a clip going around of a gentleman who filmed the whole of the ground and the evacuation of the ground,
mm,
and that that's hurting me because I'm sick because what I've been saying for a long time is coming true. Yeah, because I knew it was going to happen, but no one would believe me. Everyone thought I was talking bollocks, but I'm not. Yeah, And it all goes back to that owner of this club who sits there with his fucking drag queen bird, right, and just says fuck all. It's true though, Mitch.
Mm.
Right, Sullivan's got a war on his hands, right? A big fuck off war. He's got a war with his own, right? And there is going to be more than just 9,000 people at this march. It's going to be a lot more than that, right? People are coming, and they are all over this fucker, right? Because they know that he is the major problem that is holding West Ham back. No way West Ham with another owner would be treated like this. No chance, right? But Sullivan does it in a way that he seems to think it's acceptable. Do you know what I mean? Like today, for instance. Well, I don't know if you see the rumours, but the rumours of McKenna. Yet
Mm.
again, propaganda from the board, right? What part of, and I'm going to say it quite loud and clear, what part of David Sullivan does not buy a man out of his contract? Don't no one understand, right? It's
Of course, he
bollocks.
fucking ain't. No, it's. I think Nuno is almost certainly destined for this club.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
that's more likely. Free agent. He's just been sacked. He's still in England.
Yeah.
West Ham. If West Ham are going to get him, they need to get him sharpish though, because Rangers. I don't think. I think it's Russell Martin's running out of time at Rangers, and it wouldn't surprise me if Rangers was to sack him and go and get Nuno. Like they're a sort of club who would try and get him there, whether or not he fancies it or not. Do you know what I mean? What do you make of it with all, in regards to the ground, mate?
I think honestly, I think the ground is the biggest thing. I actually think that is the honestly. I know people can look at the ownership and the way
Yeah,
the clubs run in terms of squad management, manager like buy not buy managers out of their contract, buy managers in the cheap. So we would
yeah,
never really have any real ambition. But to be honest, even if we was playing Champions League football, I still wouldn't be happy. Even if we was top of the league and we was winning, because
yeah,
you cannot. This stadium is the worst. It is one of, if not the worst, in the country, in my opinion. And all other fans laugh at us, and I hear it constantly, and it's really fucking pissing me off, and it's sickening now when you hear commentators, pundits laughing at it. Look at last night, oh look how far away you are, and the gap between the tiers. It is
yeah.
just an absolute fucking shithole stadium. It's embarrassing. It is so embarrassing that we have allowed ourselves to go from a fortress and a fantastic quality traditional ground like Upton Park to this pile of shit. And it is what I don't think I can possibly have a season ticket ever again at the London Stadium. I really can't see it. I never really enjoyed a single season at that ground, even
I'm
when we was
gonna
doing well, because
I'm gonna be honest,
the
yeah,
atmosphere was shit every single
yeah,
game regardless, and it just felt like a tourist attraction. It felt like shit, and it just there's
yeah.
no intimidation there. There's no traditional,
See, I
there's no
see,
deep rootedness.
yeah. See, I don't know really what it's like inside the ground in regards of atmosphere, right? Because I have never been. Yeah, I'm
Mm.
only hearing from people like yourself and other people that I know who are saying, James, you go in, there's dead. It's just dead. Yeah, so I don't really know that. The issue is that that stadium can be sorted out. Right, it's going to take time. Right, what I'm telling people is this:
How can because
what it
I
is.
can't see how that shape can become a
I,
boxy, intimidating atmosphere. I
I,
don't see how that's going to work.
you can work off of it, right? You can, right? The problem is, right, is that Sullivan can't get his hands on that fucking stadium. That's the problem. This is the real problem that he's got. That's why this is dragging with him, right?
Mm.
Because without the stadium, right, the club ain't worth as much as he wants it to be worth. Yeah. So it's something that I read the other day, something about like Sadiq Khan, right? That prick, basically not dealing with Sullivan at all, right? But then if a new owner comes in, he'll be prepared to deal with him. We need a new owner in this club, right? I can guarantee it, right? I can guarantee it. New owner comes in, he's going to ask the fan base what they want. People are going to say nine times out of 10, everyone's going to be saying stadium straight away.
Mm.
This stadium needs to be sorted out, right? You sort the stadium out, right? That attracts the fan base back to the club again, right? And then you start working from the stadium to the pitch and go from there, right? If Sullivan was to come out and say that he's leaving at the end of the season, right? Him and Brady are going to be leaving their roles at the end of the season, and that's a guarantee, right? That ground will be filled up in the next game. It would be, mate. I'm telling you, because
I
people have had
think
enough of
people
him.
have to boycott. I think that is the only way you're going to be able to try and get these people. That we can try and get these people out the door. Because the
Yeah,
fan meeting
I agree with you on
apparently
this.
just had Brady saying, "Oh, we're not interested in selling and all this bollocks, and oh, we're not looking to sell. Go fuck yourself, you silly slag."
Yeah, I know. I know what you're saying in regards of her, and she's a. I've got to keep saying Sullivan because it
Mm.
ain't just him; it's her and all, right? But she's venom
Yeah.
herself,
Mhm.
right? Some of the shit that she's been coming out with. I'm gonna say this also, right? The West Ham sort of community, right? These people that are being told these bollocks, right, from the top source or the senior source, they can fuck off down the road with him because I've just about had enough of them and all, right? Because they are lying to the fan base, right?
Mm.
I've seen the lies myself, and I'm like looking at them and I'm thinking, you're bullshitting this fan base, but you're doing it for clicks and
I know.
views
I
and
know.
shit. Do you know what I mean? And that's where that irritates me.
Our fan base
Um,
is so toxic. He's got so many toxic fucking. I was seeing the other day when people were saying. I saw people on Twitter moaning about the atmosphere at the ground and saying it's just an absolute mess. The ground and like
right.
obviously these results doesn't just makes it even worse. And I saw people replying saying, "But you're the fans. The fans make the atmosphere, not the ground." And I just thought, oh mate, it really wound me up because I
Yeah,
thought
but
if you,
yeah, but show the
it
answer
really
to that.
infuriates me.
Yeah, but Mitch, show the answer to that.
Go on.
When you've got football fans in there, you're never going to
Mm,
make an atmosphere. You need West Ham United fans in that fucking ground to make an atmosphere. It's no good having fucking Joe Bloggs next to you who
yeah,
supports fucking Liverpool because he's never going to
yeah.
feel the passion of being a West Ham fan, right? And that's what the problem is. And when people say about, oh, you can make like an atmosphere with the fans, you can't because they don't feel the love of the club like we do. Do you know what I'm saying? Like someone sent me a message today saying they tried to get a Sullivan out chant going at Nottingham Forest away, and they got looked at like as if to say like, "Fucking, why are you chanting that for?" Do you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Sullivan's a fucking cancer to the club, mate. Always has been. But
In my first 3, 4 years at the stadium, and this always really frustrated me. I don't get when people don't want to get an atmosphere going, where people just stay quiet. Like a big majority as well in crowds. And for the first 3, 4 seasons at London Stadium, uh, if I was going with my mates, 'cause sometimes I go with my cousin or my old man in the first few years.
yeah,
If I was going with my mates, which was I'd say good more often than not in them times, we would always try and get chants going at the start of games, and people just wouldn't give a fuck. People would just be talking, and that really infuriated me because I just thought, where are the passionate fans in this stadium? I looked about and I just thought, there's none here, there's none there. And like, I just thought, why do you people not want to try and get a chant going in the ground? Why do people not want to get an atmosphere going? And why are people just so happy to come here and just sit down and watch the team for 90 minutes, not sing a song, sit down for 90 minutes and be happy with not feeling an atmosphere at a game? Like, how can you be a West Ham fan in my eyes and not want
yeah,
that? That has always infuriated me. And and even at away games where I'll be sitting and there'll be like a row of people behind me, none of them singing or clapping with the chants. I actually just think, why do you just not want to get like an atmosphere? Do you not just want to build this atmosphere up? That do you not want to intimidate the other fans? Like I don't fucking get it. I've never understood it.
do you know what it is? Don't you?
Go
Is
on.
these people are going to an event
Mm,
and they're not going to a football match. And it's what I've been saying, right? People are going to end up looking at it and going, "I'm going to go to an event today, which is at the London Stadium, to watch two teams play football." Do you know what I'm saying, right?
yeah,
And the problem is now, yeah, people are starting to turn around and say, "Well, fuck this for a laugh. I'm not having this no more." Right? We're going to do so. Hammers United, fair play to them. They're up in the ante. The West Ham Fans Advisory Board, they're doing their stuff. Irons Work Alliance, they're doing their stuff. Right? He needs everyone. He needs everyone, right? Because they can't do it on their own, right? And one thing I'm going to say is this, right? On Saturday, if you're at that protest, do not cause no trouble. Right, do not row with no one, do not fight with no one, do not have any disagreements with no one, because Sullivan is waiting for this fan base to implode on itself. Yeah, think of what I'm saying to you and use your loaf, because he's waiting, right, for us to fuck up, right? Because we've got this cunt on ropes, Mitch. If I'm being truthfully honest, you want me to be honest, right? He's got nowhere to run now, right? He's waiting for Potter to fuck up again so he can sack him and then bring another manager in, and he thinks
Yeah.
that's gonna bide him time, right? The problem is the one thing I'm scared of with him is I think West Ham are running out of time, right? Because I think we've got so much that we've got to sort out in a short space of time. We've got games coming up. We've got an owner that no one likes, yeah. And anyone who defends him, right? Anyone who defends Sullivan, right? Fucking come on here and debate me and a few other lads, and I will fucking openly invite you on this channel and come and debate me, because I will have him in fucking knots. Do you know what I mean? Sean's the worst one. Like, Sean is the worst one because Sean's got this thing with Sullivan, which I don't know what the fuck that's about, right? But I
He
want to see
backs
this
the
club.
man, but then I see him openly go, "Oh, this is a shambles. This performance was a shambles. This is a shambles. That was terrible." But you're literally rimming the guy who's causing this fucking mess, mate. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, you got to keep you got to keep your buddy on side, don't you? You keep like the thing is, yeah, is a lot of things, right? Ex-players need to come out and start saying stuff, whether they're getting paid or not, right? People on social media who are high profile need to come out and start saying stuff, right? People need to start speaking up and saying this is not right in regards of where West Ham should be. 10 years we've been in this ground at the end of this season. And what have we really, how further forward are we? I look at Spurs, right? And it pains me to say it with them, but I am going to say it. It pains me to say it, but when I look at their structure pisses all over us. They got like
And they've been
they're
moaning
in,
about their chairman for years,
and
who's just gone.
and the thing is, right? They protested to get Levy out, yeah, and they kept protesting and protesting, and eventually he fucked off. We need to do the same, right? The one thing I'm concerned about, Mitch, is have all the people got so far away from West Ham that they can't be bothered anymore. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Well, the thing is in terms of protest, yeah, I do
Yeah,
get that because I feel like with the way it's going, if when I get older, because I can't be seeing myself going to London Stadium anytime soon. So with that in mind, and obviously I'm just going to keep going away days. But as I get older, do I see myself slowly falling out of love with West Ham? I do, unfortunately, because I just think it is just so rinse and repeat, no ambition with this
yeah,
under this ownership and playing under stadium. It feels like we've lost identity as a club. The fans have stayed the same, like the fans are still here, and we still want the same things. But it just feels like everything else is just it's gone. It just feels gone. It feels dead. It feels like the skeleton. It feels like as a club before, West Ham was a full body. Say like a full physical body. It feels like now we're
right.
just a skeleton, and the skeleton the other fans. It feels like everything else, the flesh, the
What it
organs of the
is,
club is just
yeah,
gone. It's all dead.
what it is, it feels like everything's dying around us, and all we've got is
Yeah,
the shell. That's
that's the
basically what
best
it
way of
is.
saying it. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly
right.
that. Yeah.
And I can understand it, mate. I can, because as I said, I done it on a video the other day. I know how this fucker works, right? Do you know what I mean? And what he's waiting for, he's waiting for this fan base to start ramming with each other. The problem is, I don't think he's got the ammunition there now, because what it was when West Ham were playing well, right?
Mm,
People would say, well, you can't protest because basically the team's playing well and you're jeopardizing the team, right?
yeah.
That's gone out the window now, because the team's falling apart. We've got Graham Potter in charge, who I will speak about in a minute. Who are, even me, maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe he has got to fucking go. Um, but there's also other issues here in regards of
Mm,
the future of West Ham, and something you just said there, which is absolutely fucking spot on. the identity of this club is non-existent, right? No one knows the real West Ham anymore. No one knows it, yeah. And if you can't sing, you can't cheer, right? We're West Ham London, right? We've got nothing about us, yeah. That's like this is not the club that left 10 years ago, right? This is a club that is basically in a big shiny fucking ground that no one wants, and every football fan hates. How can that be like? How can you have home fans who hate it, who can't stand it? Away fans think it's the worst ground in the Premier League, if not in
Yeah,
the country.
and people don't care about that, but I do. I do care
Yeah,
about that.
it's pride.
It is
It's a
pride. It's exactly that.
yeah, 100%. Like it's a pride thing. Like, and how can like how can you be proud of where you're playing when no fucker likes it? Do you know what I'm
And
saying?
when every club, all the fans, they all say the same thing, and I've heard it a million times since we've been to the stadium. You sold your soul for this shithole. It does resonate. It's but the fans that say that are spot on because we had such a great thing with the bowling ground, and we have sold it for one of the worst stadiums in the league.
I,
And people will say, "Oh, but you can make an atmosphere like the Sevilla game. You can make an atmosphere at any place in the world, no
true.
matter what the occasion is. It doesn't take away the fact. If I was in a dump and you put 60,000 West Ham fans there in a dump, a landfill, and you put a massive screen on watching the Sevilla game, you'd be able to create an atmosphere there. Doesn't change the fact it is a dump at the end of the day. Like,
I'll completely agree with you on that because you could, for instance, go over Dagenham and Redbridge, who have 3,500 fans. You fill that with West Ham fans, and they're watching West Ham play. There'll be an atmosphere there. The issue
exactly.
is, the issue is when you've got supporters and you've got football fans and they mix like that. You're never going to create an atmosphere because one person gets up and sings. The geezer next to him looks at him like he's a fucking idiot.
Mm.
How does that work? Do you know what I
And
mean?
that is a consistent theme around the stadium. It's been like that for years now, not just recent years. It's been like that for the last, as I said earlier, like when I was singing and people just look around me and just standing there with their arms crossed and not singing or
Yeah.
clapping or anything, and don't care enough to get an atmosphere going. It always infuriated me, but I've never ever understood that ever.
Um, right, let's talk about Potter. But
Just do it.
what do you make of him, mate?
You know what? I really don't know what to say. I think Nuno is very on a very similar level to Potter. I'll be honest. I'm not convinced by Nuno. Could he do
Yeah,
well? Yeah, he could, but he's not a long. Again, he's not a long-term solution. He's a short-term fix, possibly a short-term fix. He might not even be a short-term fix. Um, I think with Potter, um, it's tough because I want to believe in him. I feel like he's quite he's not a mug in terms of the sense that I'm trying to find a way to put this. He's not a
right,
mug in the way that he will. If something ain't working, he won't stick with it. If he really believes a player ain't playing well, like if he don't believe a player is playing well
right,
in a certain position, he won't play him there. Or if he believes, so for example, I'm waffling a bit here. Say the five at the back weren't working, he changed it to a four at the back. I feel like a lot of managers would try and stick with the system that they planned to at the
right.
start of the
So what you're
season.
saying is then he's not stubborn,
He's not stubborn. I do think he is open
right?
to change and trying new things, which is why I think it's possible that he could still turn his season around. I would personally give him more time. I get also why people see no hope in him because his substitution changes, his his system sometimes is just bizarre, and his lack to get this team going. He's not a motivational person. He's not a motivational manager, which again is a problem. I
He's a
think someone like
data,
Moyes is.
he's a data analysis geezer. That's
Yeah,
what it is,
he's a system manager. He's a coach. He's not really a
right?
he's just not. He doesn't. I can't see him whipping them fucking players' asses in the dressing room.
I,
Whereas I prefer to see Mourinho come at West Ham than Nuno.
do you know what? It's an hard one to say, really, if I'm being honest. But Mourinho gets everyone's attention. I don't think Nuno gets everyone's attention.
Mm,
If I'm being truthfully honest, I think
yeah.
people replace Potter. They bring Nuno in. They think, oh, it's all going to be cushy, yeah. And then once he starts having going down the pan, everyone's going to start having a go at him.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think Sullivan's going to sack him anytime soon. I don't know. Right, if you can go with Lopetegui for so long, unless there is heavy defeats coming. Like if, for instance, we play Crystal Palace at the weekend and we get rolled, then maybe, yeah. If he
Mm.
plays Everton, and we get rolled, maybe. But I just don't see it with Sullivan. So it takes Sullivan a long time to sack someone. Well, he's never he's not a sort. He always gives managers time. Right, I've seen it on numerous occasions. I see it with Avram Grant when he had the opportunity to sack him back in 2011, and he held back, and he ended up getting us relegated. I've seen it on so many occasions. Right, I don't think he's going to sack him, mate. I think he will
The thing
give
is,
him time at
Lopetegui
some
though,
point.
last year, even around this period, people were still saying, let's hope, like Jay, for example, who was coming on there and Jay was saying, look, give him more time and,
Yeah,
things, I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to play a high line. He's trying to play expansive attacking football. We will concede goals, but there's work in progress there. And a lot of people did see work in progress, which is why probably he stayed longer than he should have done. I feel like with Potter, though, a lot of people, and obviously people were a lot more vocal. I feel like West Ham as a club is getting a lot more exposure on media and punditry now as just being a shit run club by the owner and just an awful squad. So I feel
yeah.
like possibly the owner might need to take action or feel like he needs to take action sooner.
Does him replacing Potter take the heat off of Sullivan?
Of course it does, 100%.
That is the thing, and this
I
is
know.
this is this is where we're in a situation now because I
Mm,
don't want the pressure on Sullivan to fuck off because we get rid of Potter. Yeah, even though I think Potter's a bit of a fucking idiot, right? Especially after Saturday, right? I don't want people to take their minds and their eyes off Sullivan because that's what he does every time. He will throw someone under the bus. If it is Potter, he'll throw him under the bus. He'll bring someone else in. We get a couple of games, and all the media pressure will die down and say, "Oh well, oh it was Potter's fault."
mm,
Right, right. The reason why you were bad, it was on Potter. It was this, it was that. Right. This is a deeper rooted problem than just Graham Potter. I'm saying it. I'm telling you how it is. It is 100% more deeper than that. Right. And I feel that just getting rid of the manager right now is 10% of the problem. We got
mm.
another. We've got the
Yeah,
major problem. Do you know what I mean?
completely agree. I think there is a vicious cycle at West Ham in a minute where you change the manager, heat comes off him. If performances start to improve, heat goes off the ownership, heat goes off the stadium, and that's it. And then people look more positive. When results get worse, inevitably it's a bad thing. But at the same time, you do put pressure on the ownership, and you do put pressure on the
Yeah.
club as a whole to change, including the stadium change, for example, because obviously that comes with change of ownership. Um, so it's a tough one, really. Like, if, for example, if we could get bad results for the rest of the season, this season was an absolute nightmare of a season, but the ownership would be given up,
Right.
which and then we could have a big ownership change, a complete takeover, for example, and the new ownership buys the stadium and doesn't even invest in the squad. I wouldn't even give a fuck. I do not give a fuck about this squad if it means we play shit for the next 5 years and we go down to the championship. If the ownership changes and this stadium is sorted,
Yeah.
because we cannot play in this stadium forever. It's not a football stadium.
It will break my heart if we go down. If West Ham go,
It would,
I've witnessed two relegations, Mitch. Yeah, I don't want to see this club go get relegated if I can help it, right? But and there is a but here. I don't think we've got a choice. I think that's the only way that you're going to try and usher him out the door, unless these boycotts are consistent, persistent,
yeah.
and relentless, right? And I mean, like when I say boycotting a game, like it could get to a stage where you're boycotting one every 2 games in a month. Like this is Sullivan needs to wake up and realise that he's not fit for purpose no more at this club, right? He never has been, he never will be, and we want someone who's prepared to take this club to the fucking moon,
Mm.
right? And all I keep hearing is when people say these words to me. Oh yeah, but we're West Ham. right? But we're West Ham. I'm not buying that anymore because we was West Ham at Upton Park, right? And that fucker took us out of our home and stuck us in that on that industrial estate in a ground we don't own, right? If you take us out of our home, fine, Sullivan, right? You've done that. No one else. It was your call. You've got to back it up. If you can't back it up, go and get an owner who can, right?
Mm.
And there is owners out there, right, who would love a Premier League club, right? West Ham has got a big fan base. Right, I know this for a fact that West Ham have got a big fan base because ever since I've done the YouTube, I'm speaking to people in fucking Thailand and Australia and
Mm.
fucking on the outskirts of fucking Cuba, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? So, like you've got to
Well,
be
Amanda Staveley said that should they're looking at another club to own.
well, right, until it happens, right, we need to push this geezer out the door.
Yeah,
Right.
that
I
is the
think it's
most
gonna
important thing.
yeah,
Everyone talking about Potter, I get it. I'm much more on this train with you now than I ever have been in the last 2 months because I kind of I see it more now. I think at the start of the season you look forward to seeing football, but
yeah.
when the football's bad, it makes everyone realise, including myself more so, how bad this club is run.
The club is going into the ground, mate.
Mm,
And as I've always said on this channel, I'm not prepared to see this club die, right? Nor what I'm so pleased about is nor is anyone else. And at last, right, the United in this fucking club is coming together with protests, with boycotts, with YouTube, with social
mm.
media, with radio, and everyone is starting to go. You know what? Right? Fuck the ego. Fuck if you like me or you don't like me or you think I'm a cunt. Right? At the end of the day, this club matters because the way I look at it with West Ham, right, and the way I've looked at it for the last 10 years is if you keep diluting this fan base down, there won't be no fan base left.
Mm.
And it is proving it right now to people that people are walking away from this club after 60 minutes, right? And I've got people having a go at people before walking away, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, mate. Like, do you know what I'm saying? This is just the beginning. Like,
There are so many detached West Ham fans, toxic, detached from reality West Ham fans that just do not get what football is about, what traditional football and what our club is built on, the foundations of this club, and what they're built on, and it infuriates me because they act like they all know, and it's almost like these younger fucking hipster fans
do you
that
know
are
what
in
it
this
is?
club.
Do you know what it is, mate? Right? It's the change of the generations because there's a
Mm,
generation now that have been at the London Stadium for a while, and no disrespect to anyone, I say this, there is people that would never have experienced Upton Park, so they've got no
mm.
feeling towards Upton Park. So if you've got a geezer who 10 years ago was 10 years old, yeah, he might never have been to Upton Park to watch a game, right? So he's never going to feel
Yeah,
that buzz of walking down Green Street coming out of Upton Park and seeing the fucking floodlights and smelling the burgers and having that sort of community.
mate,
That's the word,
that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is, and people just
community.
do not get that. And it
Yeah,
is what keeps me going to away games because I love that feeling. And like
yeah.
going to Sunderland, Sunderland is an absolute shithole. They've been in Championship and League One for the last fucking 8 years, and I went there and I'm thinking this is a proper community. This stadium is class, even though it's fucking 20,000, 25,000 seats smaller. This is a proper fucking stadium. This is a proper community. The atmosphere is buzzing. It just feels like football, traditional football, and
Yeah.
it knocked the spots off every single time I've been to London Stadium ever since I've been there. Besides from well, not ever, because it's never been a proper. It doesn't have that feeling. Even if the atmosphere is going on the rare occasion at West Ham in the London
Right.
Stadium, there is still never that you may have the buzz, but there's not that tradition. That you don't get that intimidation atmosphere. You don't get that pride. You don't feel proud of being in that stadium. You don't feel proud of owning the stadium. You don't feel
Do you know what it
proud
is,
walking out
mate?
of the ground.
Do you know what it is? To people, it's become a chore. That's what it
It
is.
has been for the last 2 years for me, which is why I decided to give it up.
Yeah, right. And what it is, it starts becoming a chore when people go, "Oh, I've got to go over there." And when you're like that, and you're saying I've got to go over there, that to me is when like you're losing the battle. Basically,
Mm,
like the battle is starting to be lost, right?
yeah,
Um, I do think it's generational. I really do. I think there's some people that have had their best moments in the LS, right? And seen like us win a trophy in the LS. And there's some people like myself that have grown up and seen great players play at Upton Park. I mean, like some of the best players, some of the people that I literally adore and love, like with all my heart and soul. Now, the issue is, I do believe if the owner was to fuck off, yeah, this fan base will be back in there to
mm,
support the team, right? I think people are thinking with their heads a little bit. I think the Potter situation is being thrown into the fire here, and I'm just hoping that people don't get swayed with the Potter thing. Do you know what I mean? Because I understand Potter's fucking shit. I do, right? Do I think Sullivan's going to sack him after Palace? I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Like, because if Lopetegui was that bad last season, right?
mm,
It took him till fucking January to sack him. Like, and
yeah.
if we all thought Lopetegui was awful and he couldn't get results and this and that, then there's no way that Sullivan's going to sack him in September.
You know what,
I'll be
James? It
stunned,
doesn't, but
Mitch.
it doesn't really bother me. Like, with people are talking about it so much on social media at the minute in like West Ham group chats. Mates at
Yeah.
work ask me, "Oh, would you sack Potter?" And I'm just thinking, I'm so sick of West Ham as a club at the minute, and just thinking the club is rotten to the core. That I don't give a fuck because it doesn't matter who is going to be managing this club. If we, it doesn't matter if we sack this manager. There is not going to, we aren't going to get a quality manager that is going to take us right to the very top. We are going to get a manager that's going to keep us in and around the same area,
Mm,
possibly a little bit better, but it's going to be a short-term thing, and we're still going to be playing at this shithole ground under this shit cunt manager. I mean, under this shit cunt ownership. It's
mm.
just never going to change, and it's going to be a constant rinse and repeat cycle. So I just don't give a fuck. I'll be honest. Who's managing this club at the minute?
What do
I really
you
don't give a fuck.
let me ask you something, and I'll get to a few comments in a minute. Yeah. Anyone who wants to come on, by all means, you can come on, have your say. Links in the chat. Come on, speak to me and Mitch. Um, where, like, first off, do you think
Mm.
these protests are going to be effective? And if they are not effective, how long do you reckon it's going to be before they are
I
for
just
you?
feel like he's such a stubborn manager. I mean, stubborn coach, stubborn owner.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, got third time lucky. Um, that I just, I just can't see it, and it needs to happen. I think you need to push because it's the only way that you will have any chance of trying to get him out the door.
Do you know what?
I
Do you know
think you
what
need
I've?
to not touch the ground. I think you need a statement because protests happen up and down the country with
Yeah.
all sorts of subjects of life, all walks of life, including football. But if you boycott a game and fans, like loads of fans, don't turn up, that is something that I don't think has that been seen before in recent history. I can't.
I've seen it at lower league where people have walked out,
Yeah, but
and it's
in a 60,000 seat stadium, something like
not
that
really. Nah, I haven't.
would be massive. Would be fucking in terms of the football world, it would be worldwide news. That
Yeah.
if you get something like that, and that is something where I believe you could possibly shake the ownership because
Do you know
all
what?
eyes, all media will be on him, and the pressure will
Yeah.
be on him then.
Do you know what I think? Right. And I think the protest on Saturday's to start. I
Mm.
think the boycott. I actually think the boycott's going to be more effective than the protest.
Yeah, I
If you want me
completely
to,
agree. Yeah,
right? Because I think all eyes will be on the London Stadium on that Monday night against Brentford. And when there's no fucker in there and it is
that'd be
half empty,
amazing.
right?
And you'd have the people on the pundits talking about it, and all the fans would be like, "Oh my god, wow, what's going on here?" Because a
Yeah,
protest is a protest. People just don't care about a protest. Like other fans and the media,
yeah.
protests happen. As I said, protests happen all the time. But a boycott like that would would grab
And
so
I've
many
and
headlines.
I've always said this, and I stand by this comment. Attack him in the media, he's got nowhere to run, right? And if you go
Mm,
after him in the media, right, this is why this is the anti's being upped. Do you know what I'm saying? I think boycotts are more effective. I think they're more of a shock factor.
yeah,
That's what I believe. I think after the Brentford game, I think you've got to make a decision to attack games at Christmas time, right? And really go after him at Christmas, like. and even boycott 2 games in a month, right? If you have to, and just keep boycotting games until this fucker decides that enough's enough. Do you know what I mean? The issue is, how does that affect West Ham on the pitch, though, Mitch? Whether you've got
I
Potter
really
in
do not give
charge,
a fuck. I really do not give a fuck if it helps the long term future of West Ham, which I believe it
yeah.
would. So I really would not give a flying fuck. As I said at the minute, this club is rotten to the core. Results are poor anyway. Another shit fucking result. We get battered 10-0, but if this helps us try and push the ownership out the door, I will be happy. I will be fucking happy.
See, I agree with Stuart. Shout out to Stuart Muller. Definitely going to get some traction. I completely agree. Like for me, yeah, that's the only way that people are going to stand up. The petition has done its job. Right, it needs more. It needs more names on it, but like that's starting to up the ante and all. I think it's at 15,000, maybe even 20,000 now. I can't remember how many's at. But I
Mm.
remember when Nick was trying to build it up on his channel. I was trying to build it up on him, and we had like 5,000. Then all of a sudden, right, the outcry of everything, it's just shooting up. The issue is, right, for me, before we sort of come towards the end, yeah, when we get questions and all that, is that can I really face relegation with this team? Right, with the situation that it is, I personally, for me, it's gonna break me down because I don't want to see this club fall apart. Right, and I am worried, Mitch.
Mm.
I'm gonna be honest, yeah, because I don't think Sullivan's gonna go quietly. I really don't. I think he's gonna be a stubborn bastard. There's a reason why he's still at West Ham, and my reasoning is he can't get his hands on that fucking stadium, and he's waiting. He's either waiting for the change of mayor, right, so he can get if the London mayor gets replaced, he can deal with the new London mayor because Saeed
That's another
Khan
three
won't.
years, isn't it? Is it another 2 years or 3 years? Anyway, so
Whatever whatever it is, but whether Sullivan's here or not,
mm.
right, it's going to go back to his sons anyway, right? Because it's like the ripple effect, isn't it? So that's where he's finding it difficult. Yeah, the issue is I'm speaking to so many people, and even you, so much so as like you've had a season ticket for years, you've had enough, right? There's people that are going that are just not enjoying it,
Mm.
and it's a shame. It really is. What do you reckon on the weekend in regards to Palace?
Uh, I mean, I really just want to see a complete midfield overhaul. I want us to see him try and control the game.
Yeah,
I think with them playing like back five, it's possible. And they won't have. They've got no Adam Walton. They've got no Sarr. They're playing tomorrow night as well. We've got a lot of things going for us in terms of the squad where we should be able to do something. Now that Suchek is out, I personally see that as a positive. They're not a dominant team in the air, so we don't have to worry about them in the air as much. A lot of things should really play to our strengths in this game, and we should be looking to get a win easily, in my opinion. Not just
right.
a win easily, with the fact that Magassa should be starting now, hopefully. Um, no Suchek, which I think will benefit us, especially for this game. And, well, we'll see. What do you think?
Um, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because on the one hand, you're going to have protests there, so you're going to have people buzzing, right, and you're going
Mm,
to have people outside, and it all depends on how these boys react to an half empty ground. Because I think the ground is going to be not as busy as it usually is. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of people outside. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are just going to go, you know what, I'm not going. Someone messaged me earlier on, funny enough, and said I had a ticket for the game, I blew it out. So it all depends on how West Ham handle the situation. For me, West Ham have to score first in games,
mm.
right? Because if they don't score first, they don't win games. It's as simple as that. Um, we don't come from behind in games. I think right. I said a draw with the Spurs game, and I got that completely fucking wrong. Right, because I expected West Ham to do something in this game. They must do something. He must start with Somerville, Wilson, and Bowen. He must go with Magassa, Paqueta, and Fernandez. And I need a 4-3-3.
Yeah,
But I'm crying for a 4-3-3 here. Like, please give me it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not asking for much. And I think Potter needs to find a result from somewhere.
he
But
has to win this game.
he has to right deep down because do you? Let me ask you something. Do you think West Ham are in a? Do you think West Ham will get relegated this year?
I don't think we'll now.
What makes you think that? Because for me, I think I've never been more concerned about West Ham going down other than this year.
I agree. I think there was a chance, 100%. I think there's always a chance. But I believe that with a change of manager, which I do think would come if results keep continuing being bad, you have a
Right.
little bounce back and then things kind of stabilise. I think if things were looking terrible in the January transfer window, Sullivan would have to invest a little bit of money. Again, you'd have another addition there. We don't have many AFCON players as well during the January transfer window, so that wouldn't affect us too much compared to other clubs. So we should be able
Right.
to do decently during that period as well. And I just think there are clubs worse than us. And as the season goes on, uh, the thinner squads will struggle a lot more, and this team will gel a little bit better, in my opinion.
I feel the next two games are going to show me where West Ham are really going to be getting. Yeah. If they don't pick up any points in the next two, right, I think we're in trouble. But
Mm.
I really do, Mitch. Because one thing with this team is, can I see West Ham winning back-to-back games under Potter? I can't see it. I simply just can't see it. I can see us winning a game, losing two, drawing one, winning one, and then rinse and repeat. If you go through that through the duration of the season, we're going down.
Mm.
Simple as that. And this is not. This is before even us picking up any injuries or suspensions. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've got a result with Suchek being out. I don't know. And I'm going to ask you this:
Do
Why
you think that's a good
does
thing?
he? I think Ward Prowse was. I think Ward Prowse is the one that's the fucking problem. Also, I don't
Yeah,
understand
they're
why
both they're
he's.
both a problem, but them combined makes things even worse, in my opinion. So having one of
Yeah,
them out, I think it's a good thing. I know it
yeah.
sounds bad, but I do think it is a good thing
I
because
want to. I need to see Magassa, Fernandez, Paqueta in a three-man
yeah,
midfield.
I think Will Prowse is guaranteed to play. He loves him. He loves the fucking man. He's got his fucking wife held hostage. I think.
He must have nudes on him or something. He must have he
Mm,
must have something on him, because how the fuck does he keep
yeah.
playing? Like, do you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Like, I just feel like this is a ticking time bomb waiting to go off, and I'm concerned. I am deeply concerned. Are you going on Saturday, Mitch, or not?
No, I will not be going to a fucking. No, I won't be. I don't think I'll be going to a game for a while, a long time to London Stadium.
Hmm.
I'm
Let's
just
get
going to
to
try
this.
and do away games.
Yeah, I don't blame you, mate. My uncle has had a season ticket for over 30 years, and he's decided to give it up. That's what
It's
I'm
so
saying.
sad.
It
And
is,
no, and,
mate.
and you know what's the sad thing about it? And I don't no disrespect, but no one in the club gives a fuck, mate. No one cares. No one gives a fuck because you still got silly cunts that want to go to the ground and get a season ticket now. And look, oh look, I love the ground. Oh look, I love going to watch West Ham play at London Stadium. It's great.
It's not that. Look, like, it's a bit of a tricky one for me in regards to that, though, Mitch. Because I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I respect anyone who wants to go over there and support the team, because they're supporters at the end of the day.
I get that, but I think if you're telling yourself, "Oh, you're having a great time watching West Ham play at London Stadium," then they're part of the problem because they're not going to be ones protesting and boycotting the fucking ground.
I can sort of get what you're saying on that. I can, right? Because let's have it right. Yeah, it ain't the fucking like the best stadium going, right? Away
Mm.
fans don't like it. Home fans are fucking very much dislike it. So it ain't the best. I think some of these people that are saying this, they must have this thing with Sullivan. Like, they must have it. Like, because there's still people out there who back this man. I mean, literally stand on mass with this man and say that, right? Oh, like, he has backed it. He has spent money. Yeah, he's spent our money. Like, he hasn't spent his own. Do you know what I mean? He's a very clever businessman. I'll give him
But
that.
we've never had a direction. We've spent money, but under no direction. We've spent money with you know cheap managers under control of the club that
Well, let
have
me
got
ask
no
you.
ambition.
Let me ask you this, right? What do you see as the future of West Ham right now? If you look at West Ham right now, and I'll ask
Mm.
this to anyone in the chat, get involved. Yeah, I just want your opinions on what you see as the future of West Ham, right? For me, I believe, right, we are, if we don't go down this year, we're going down next year. It's as simple as that.
Mm.
Because like the longer this carries on and the slide that we're having, the only way is down. Yeah. And there's no like you've got to draw the fucking bridge up and go, right, we've got to stop this somehow. So for me, I just look at this and think that it's a matter of time. If we don't get him out the door, then we are going to go down.
Mm.
Um, what would you say the future is for West
I
Ham
would
for you?
say with exactly how it is now, the pattern will be we have loads of average seasons, maybe within and then within a span of 10 years, you may have 1 or 2 seasons, say maybe 2 to 3 seasons within them 10 years where you have a good season where you finish in the top half and you might
Mm,
qualify for Europe, and that is what keeps the ownership in and it keeps West Ham looking okay and an okay club, and then it drops again, and it gets a little bit better and better, and it drops again, and it's always just in that stable condition where it doesn't need open heart surgery, but it's just keeping the club alive just about.
yeah, yeah. I sort of agree with you on that. I sort of agree with it because it's
In a
like,
shithole ground. I do not. I'm not disrespecting anyone that goes to London Stadium. I'm disrespect. I think people that are in denial and saying the state going to to the ground and saying they're having a great time and enjoying themselves, and don't want to boycott and just are happy to just sit there, not sing any songs because there's loads of them in that fucking ground, and do not have the same passion as people like me and you. Even though we're not going to the games, I think they are part of the problem because they won't be protesting. They'll just be happy to pay the fucking money, and so they are the ones which are keeping Sullivan in the fucking job.
yeah, I sort of agree with you on that. Um, if this goes on, Southern will stay, uh, and we're being mid-table championship side. See, I agree with Jason on that comment. I really do. If West Ham do drop, I think
Mm,
it's going to be very hard for us to get out of the championship because the championship's very. There's a lot of competitive sides, yeah, and I just don't believe that West Ham would be able to fill that ground with the fans that it needs to have that home atmosphere to win games. We've won
mm.
2 games in 2025 at home. We've beat Leicester, and who was the other one we
Insane.
beat? There was someone else who we beat.
Ipswich was Ipswich.
Ipswich. Yeah. No,
Embarrassing.
no, it weren't
Was it not?
Ipswich. Who was it? It was Leicester was one of them. It was under Potter, wasn't it? I can't remember who the other one was. Someone tell me in the chat. But yeah,
I can't remember.
each season ticket holder that gives up their seat will be replaced by a tourist. The London Stadium has become a tourist attraction.
Mm.
Do you know what it is, Jay? With that comment, yeah, is it ain't so much tourists, it's families where Brady's targeted because you know the reason why they've gone down that path because the family ain't going to argue with them, right?
Not just that.
Right.
I not tourists. So last year when I went,
I'll
I didn't
follow.
go as much. I went to probably half the home games last year because other games I was just selling my ticket.
Yeah,
I had different people sitting next to me and behind me, in front of me, to the side of me every single game. People were selling their tickets constantly, all the time, and people were happy enough to just random people. Obviously, London, there's so many tourists in London that are just happy to come here and just watch a football game because there's one available. Oh, look, West Ham are playing. What's the easiest football game to get a ticket to in London? West
West
Ham.
Ham.
Oh, look, it looks quite nice. Let's fucking go. Obviously, quite a big brand name as well.
It also, it
Let's all go
also,
to the London Stadium.
it also doesn't help when you got City fucking airport, which is about 3 mile away from fucking
Mm.
Stratford. Do you know what I mean? So like you fly in on a like Wizz Air fucking flight, and you come in and you can just go and do what you want in the London Stadium. So but you're gonna have tourist fans anywhere, right? In football because that's what it is. I've not really got the problem with the tourist fans if they're in a section of the ground, i.e., that is like non-vocal. Like
Mm.
if like have them in there, like because obviously the revenue is going to be better for us. Yeah? The issue I got is that there's not enough of the old guard in there, and there's people who have been going for years. They've all gone. Like they've literally like you see more of them at an away game than you would do at a home game, which is fucking sad. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's have a look. See if we've got any other comments in here. Anything you want to discuss, Mitch? Yourself?
To be fair, not really, mate. Um, actually, yeah, and look, complete respect to you, but I disagree with with what you said about Kilman, saying that you thought it was right against Spurs the other day. I
Right,
thought it was absolutely terrible. I'll be honest. I thought his passing was horrific, especially like
right.
every time he wanted to play long ball, went out went out of play every time. I thought defensively he was poor as well. I thought he was had an absolute mare, and I
Would
would stick
you
Igor in Saturday.
would you say though it's a bit of a Jackal and Hyde though on Saturday? Because I thought first half, I'm going to be honest, I thought West Ham started well,
The
25 minutes
first
into the
20, yeah, 20, 25 minutes of the game.
yeah, right, and then after that, and I actually spoke to a Spurs fan, funny enough, on Saturday night late. I done a space and a Spurs fan come on, and I literally asked him. I said, "What did Frank do?" Because he changed it. And as I was watching the game, I could see the change happening where
Mm,
Spurs were getting the ball, and what they stopped doing was they stopped hitting the ball long. Every time they were trying to hit the ball long, and then they started to get the ball down and play it out of the back and play through the lines and get it wide. That's why they was getting fucking corner after corner because every time the ball was going wide, they was trying to knock crosses in and make things happen from wide areas. They were stretching West Ham, yeah.
mm,
And the thing what irritated me, I don't know about you, and I asked you this,
mm,
is at half time. Like I don't know what Potter see at half time. If you want me to be real, like because it
mm.
wasn't working, and he comes out second half and does the same thing again, and I was like,
Yeah,
that's the
I agree.
madness of it, mate. Do you know
And I
what I mean?
do. That is a part of me where thinks like Potter can go, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, true. Like I can sort of understand it. People are saying McKenna is our new manager. I'll be
Mm.
stunned, mate. I'll be
I'm sick of this.
absolutely. Go on.
What if McKenna is? I'm sick of this long ball as well. Every time we build up our attacks in a positive way and we play decent football, it's when that ball is fizzed through the middle of the midfield. It's played straight into Fernandez or Paqueta's feet, and then attacks get going. Then when we play these stupid long balls every time up to the striker or to the wingers, we never ever get anything from it. And with that, with these stupid fucking long balls, you are risking. Um, so the risk involved with playing long ball is that you can start an attack quick, but you
Yeah.
can also lose it as quick as you get it. And we are so bad at controlling games at the minute, which is also partly why we're conceding so many corners in every game, and therefore conceding so many goals, especially from corners. So I don't. This is why this long ball tactic makes no sense to me. I'd rather us play it slowly and build up slowly, if it means yes, we're not having as much of a go going forward in terms of taking risks, but you can take
Mm.
risks on the ground anyway. But we will concede so many less corners then, because ultimately, if you're playing long balls all the time and players hit you, teams that hit you on the counter attack, you're going to concede so many corners, which is what we've done against Spurs. We tried to control the game sometimes, and then Kilman and other players was trying to play these stupid long balls, and
Yeah.
they would just hit us quickly on the counter and get a corner, which is
Mm.
happening constantly. And there's no effort to close the players down that are crossing the balls in from wide positions, which is causing all these crosses and corners to come in.
Yeah, I completely agree, mate. I'm gonna get to this comment here from Steve Tucker. This is a man who knows what he's talking about. Whatever manager we get, uh, he will be free.
Mm,
It like it's listen. Anyone who's listening to anyone saying about McKenna, I do not believe that that West Ham are going to go to Ipswich. Now, I'm in Suffolk, and the Ipswich town fans have got this geezer locked down. Right, he ain't going nowhere. Like someone even said, I think it's going to cost about 20 million to get him out of his contract or something. That's what someone
Paul
told me.
Sullivan don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, like Sullivan will fucking crying in his fucking suit, mate. You know what I mean? But it ain't happening. It ain't happening. I'll
Mm,
be stunned if Sullivan fucking ends up thinking you got more chance with Jose, more chance with Deitch, more chance with Nuno. And if you want to go really, really fucking left field, you got more chance with Rafa Benitez. Do you know what
get
I'm saying?
Jose in. Get
Do you know
Jose.
what I
Just
mean?
fucking sort this team a bit. Get a bit of a defensive manager in, and just try and
Who
hit teams on the counter more.
do you think that would be the G up that the fan base would need though, Mitch? If it was Jose.
If the best situation I could possibly see in terms that's not got to do with the ownership, that where you can't change the ownership, would be, in my opinion, Jose, because I feel like he would be the one to
Mm,
speak out the most. on the club and its problems, and would give the squad the kick up the arse they need. Tactically, I don't think he's what we need. I'll be honest. I think he's past it, but I think we would get some decent results out of him.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd go down, and I'd be happy with that if he came out and spoke out and gave his players a kick up the arse, and we stayed up under Mourinho. I would take that right now.
Mm. Well, I'm gonna get
And just
Dan.
having Mourinho at the club, who I've always admired as a manager and a person anyway, for the
Yeah.
way he speaks. I would enjoy that part because the club is so boring and the football's so shit and boring and
Yeah,
the
I know,
atmosphere
mate.
is shit that would just be another bit of entertainment for us.
Yeah, I sort of agree with you on that, mate. Right, Danny's here. All right, I'm gonna let Danny come on, have 5 minutes. Yeah, Dan, take it away, mate. I'm echoing for some fucking reason.
Coming through
Take
the
it away,
motor,
Dan.
I think.
Is that my mic? Is it
Yeah,
my
go
mic
on.
maybe the problem? No, I've just had James. You know, I just got off work. I told you I'd jump on with you and have my say in that. I've heard the last 5 minutes of the stadium and the tourists talking that you're going to get tourists at every ground, but if you don't make your home ground a fortress, you know, you're taking away from the fans that have been there this whole time. I think one of the problems with the stadium is, I don't know if that's what you guys are touching on right now, but one of the problems with the stadium is the players, I think, feel disconnected from the fans because of the distance.
Hmm.
And the tourists, they're not able to, they're there to just sit there and watch and say, I went to a football game in London. They're not there taking in the atmosphere. Like the comparison from Upton Park, I'd rather play, honestly, like the Vitality or honestly any of the other 19 stadiums in the Premier League.
Completely
But
agree,
somewhere like the
100%.
Vitality is more of an atmosphere, less crowd by what, 30,000, but there's
Less than
more
that, they've only got
atmosphere.
18,000. So you're
Exactly.
talking like 44,000.
40,000, yeah. But who makes more noise?
It's incredible. It's insane.
Uh,
Yeah.
Dan, I know you're echoing, but I'm gonna say this. What did you make of the Spurs game the other day?
I will. We were right in the first half, but our problem is when we concede, we drop our heads, and it don't help the red card right after. But there's not a manager there kicking him up the arse. Every time the camera goes to him, I see him, he's doing like this on the sidelines, and he's scratching his face, and he's like, what do I do? I give him props for keeping with a four at the back because it worked against Forest. But Paqueta had his best game of the season at Forest, and you moved him out of his position, and you moved him up top. When Callum Wilson came on, he made a difference against Forest. So why do you not, as a manager, acknowledge that and say, okay, Wilson done the damage, he done his part, the love, and you move them around.
Yeah, I completely agree, mate.
There's no need for
Right,
it.
Dan, I'm gonna let you go. Right, but I will get you on next time, son. All right.
The echo in it is bad.
Yeah, yeah, it's bad, mate.
All right,
Right,
see you later.
take it easy, man.
See you later.
Fucking hell. That's Danny boy in the US of A. He's just finished his shift at work, and I said I'll get him on, but the echo was fucking terrible, mate. Any final words from you, mate, before we wrap up?
Oh, it's been quite a doom and gloom, quite a depressing stream, unfortunately, for everyone. Oh, one more thing. I've heard that Suzuki has had an absolute torrid start to the season. I've heard it's
So,
been
so have
absolutely
we.
terrible.
So have we, son. You know what I mean?
I saw one of the saves, one of the goals he conceded on the weekend. My God, it's embarrassing. He looks worse than anything fucking Menson's done so far this season.
Get out, I say something. Do you know what I mean?
If anyone's got a bit of time, go on Twitter and search up that Suzuki, see what he done at the weekend, the goal he conceded. My God. And
Yeah.
apparently their fans are saying he's not good enough. I wouldn't take him.
Yeah, I'll get to this one from Richard Osborne. Sullivan doesn't give a shit who sits in the ground. He'll be begging Law fans to come back if we do go down. I completely agree on that comment. I really do.
Yeah.
And he'd be trying to blag it. Like, I'll tell you one thing. that he has tried to do is he's tried to do kids for a quid on a Monday night game against Brentford. Right? They know they're up against it.
Mm.
They
Yeah,
know, right? And they're
100%.
what it is, right? They are worried. What they don't realise is from years ago from a protest to the now, yeah, you've got like there's more people on board now. And one thing that they've tried to do,
There's more
and
media
someone
attention as well around it.
yeah, and someone mentioned this to me also, the divide and conquer. That's what Sullivan does. He divides the fan base and he tries to conquer himself. The
Mm.
only thing he's going to be conquering is he's going to have a lot more cockneys, right, on his case than he realizes. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My final words are this: try and keep the faith for this week. Don't believe the fucking McKenna rumor. Sullivan does not buy no one out of a contract. He's never bought no one out of a contract at West Ham. He's never bought no one out of a contract at Birmingham. So he's not going to buy someone out of a contract right now. I'll be very, very shocked if McKenna turns up, but I am highly confident that that ain't going to happen.
Mm.
Saturday's going to be an interesting one, really deep down, because I hope this works. Right, I personally don't think this protest is going to be as strong as it can be, but I think the boycott is the one where if everyone boycotted the game and the Sky cameras are in there, the shock factor is just gonna like circulate round. But I think the
Problem is, like, you're
protest,
still going to have a lot of, and again, this is where the problems go back to. You're still going to have the
yeah,
tourists and the very placid fans at that ground that are just there and happy to go just to watch West Ham play football and nothing
that's
else.
that's the sad reality of it, mate. If I'm being
Mm.
honest, that really is. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to E20 Zone TV, hit notification bell, check out all the membership stuff. I will be back in the week. I will be having a Crystal Palace fan on. I'll be doing a preview for the Crystal Palace game and probably do another video in regards of the protest on Saturday. And listen, like we're all West Ham fans at the end of the day. Yeah, I'm proud of everyone. Yeah, I really am because everyone's come together. Everyone's put their differences aside. They've got on media, they've got on radio, they've gone everywhere. Right. One thing that we can all agree on, and if you really do care about this club, everyone would agree that Sullivan needs to go. And the sooner he goes, the better it is for everyone. But it's going to take a bit of time. It's going to take a bit of patience, a bit of time, and we will get him out the door eventually. Mark my words on that. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Be good. Be healthy. One thing I'm going to say is R.I.P. Ricky Hatton. Also, which was a major
Hmm.
shock at the weekend. Men's mental health really matters to people, mate. Trust me. So a problem shared is a problem halved. Anyone who ever wants to come on here and vent about anything West Ham related, you're more than welcome to come on this channel and let out your frustrations on certain things. So men's mental health, mate. I'm a big like person on that. I've got a family member who suffers with it, and I have to deal with it every single day of my life. So we will crack on together. Anyway, that's enough from me. Take care of yourselves. Peace.